I've been watching Larry Bird, and I'm taken aback by how incredible of a passer he was. Not just in the NBA, but also as a teenage college prospect. There are a few players pre NBA I've seen who passed the ball like Larry Bird, and that's in a 6'9" frame as well. I mean, he was a surefire, insane prospect, one of the greatest to ever do it. But we're just gonna look at some of his passes and break down how he tore apart defenses from some of his Indiana State tape. He was a master in a couple areas. He processed the floor instantly. He had incredible vision, and his creativity was incredible. Here, he catches the ball, and he knows his teammate is open despite his, never actually looking at that guy, and he flicks a beautiful pass over his head without looking. This instant no look creates a wide open layup that his teammate's able to convert on. And Larry doesn't even look at this spot of the court. This defense probably thinks this is not an immediate threat and they'll have a second to slide over. But because Larry processes the floor instantly, he's able to snipe it over for an easy layup. It's incredible stuff. And Bird was so good making second level reads off the bounce, which is something that's rare for most college passers, even point guards. Where he probably could have hit this cutter, but his handle was being pressured. There was a guard digging, so it would have been a toughish pass, and this defender was sinking. So Larry is patient. He waits, and he could just take a little pull up here, but he sees this low help defender kind of biting at this little up fake and leaving this defender wide open. And Larry again processes this immediately, recognizes the opening, and makes a pass for a wide open layup. He's so good reading these second level rotations as they happen and before they're happening to exploit them and make great passes. He was, as probably known as we've seen, a flashy pass extraordinaire. He loved this behind the head pass, which probably wasn't always the most functional thing in the world, but it was real cool to look at. And it was real cool to watch him, execute these kind of flashy passes that were kind of just like screw you plays. Where Larry's like, this is too easy, I will, make this more fun. This one's actually really impressive. Where the other one was kind of just for flash, this one is into a really tight window. And it's another one where the no-look really does serve a purpose. As with Larry facing this way, the defense probably isn't expecting a pass. His whole body is facing away from this man. And he's not really in position to pass around the defense. But with this, no look behind the head flick, again, doesn't even look at his man, just knows where he is instinctively. And doesn't even, one hand behind the back pass, behind the head pass with this, accuracy is quite impressive on the move. So, he had every single passing tool, just a rare creative in terms of passing. There's really few players, not just, here's another look at the same play, not just as creative in terms of what kind of passes and the flashy no looks, but in just the kind of passes they invent that no one ever does. And Larry, again, another last second decision. He sees these two help defenders kind of sauntering here as Larry's getting ready to shoot a pull-up. And while Bird is one of the greatest shooters in the history of basketball, even he knows that a wide open layup or dunk is a better shot than a wide open mid-range from him in most cases. So Bird is dumping this pass right down to his big man for an easy layup. While he might look covered, Bird knows that he has a seal here on this defender, and then if he's able to slip it in front, he should be able to get his guy an open layup. And he was right, and Bird's team generated an even better shot than they would have gotten, which is such a special quality for someone who is as gifted a scorer and a shooter as Larry Bird was. He was so willing to, again, this is a very similar play, a really similar play, where this time Bird notices that the defender is slid more towards the kind of his lower teammate, so he passes to the cutter for a wide open dunk, which is a better shot than a Bird pull-up. This is just nasty, where teams fear his passing, and Bird can just do ridiculous stuff like this. This hard skip fake is something this defender is going to believe, because Bird is the type of player to make those passes with regularity and make them work. But obviously he just bakes him the hell out and pulls up for a wide open jumper. It's just so disrespectful. Bird's like creativity and vision and processing speed and court awareness came up in transition too, where he was liable at all times. Actually, just kidding. Yeah, we'll show those clips now, where Bird was so good at like immediately grabbing an offensive rebound and pushing the ball out to one of his guys running towards the rim for a wide open layup. He was a practitioner of these like Jokic outlet passes where he just bullet them. Look at this dive. Oh my goodness. That would make Tom Brady proud. Right in the bucket. He led his receiver inside over that left shoulder in stride touchdown. That is beautiful stuff. Such an awesome play. And then the play that I was going to show is, again, like the off-ball connective passing was so awesome. He was so incredible at taking advantage of tiny gaps in the defense with his smart off-ball movement and his shooting and some of his slashing. Not that he wasn't, a good on-ball passer and creator, which he was. He was amazing at that too. But the off-ball connective passing is probably the best I've ever seen. And he exhibited this on the offensive rebounds too, as offensive rebounds are scramble situations where both offense and defense are not really going to be in position and sometimes not sure of where everyone is on the court. But Larry is. He notices that while it looks clumped in here, and this is a pass that like a lot of players would never even think about trying, but Bird knows that these defenders are moving towards him and away from his teammates, so he can slip it into his big man before he even touches the ground. Look how immediately he's making this decision. Bird has likely made the decision of what he's going to do before he even got this ball, and converts it into a wide open layup. All right, I think that's actually a foul. But yeah, I mean, Larry won in so many ways. There are really no passers like him that I've ever seen. I've never seen a guy pass like him. Really at that size. There's nobody like it in terms of his toolbox and the way he processed the floor. And he's just magical to watch.